Friends, welcome to the channel. I am Ken Smith, and today we're going to learn how to use our 2-inch paintbrush in order to paint happy clouds for our model railroad. And you'll find joy in painting your happy clouds. So, without further ado, let's get into painting happy clouds. Alrighty, all kidding aside, I am Ken Smith, and we're gonna learn how to paint clouds really easy. I guarantee you that if I can do this, anybody can do this, because let's be honest, I'm not an artist. I am a photographer. That's what I do for a living, but I'm not really an oil painting artist, and I'm not trying to discredit Bob Ross. Bob Ross was a fantastic oil painter. I just came up with the idea of doing this. I threw a message out on one of the Facebook groups that I belong to, and literally within an hour somebody said, yes, I actually have a Bob Ross Joy of Painting kit. So I said, can I borrow it for this video? They said, yeah, absolutely. So seriously though, I'm going to show you everything that I do. It's super easy, so let's get at it. So as I'm cleaning my brushes and I'm chatting with you, and I want to instill some real confidence in you. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not a professional oil painter, acrylic painter, any kind of painter. I would say, you know, a hobbyist at best. But what if I didn't know how to paint? What if I didn't know anything? Okay? And that's, I think, is a real fair question. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to paint this wall here left-handed. Now, I'm a righty, and if I can do this left-handed, that means you can do it with your good hand. And it's real simple, it's real easy. All we're going to do is kind of do a wet on wet method, and we're going to wet the blue. We're going to lighten it up and kind of raise the horizon up a little bit so that it's lighter down here at the bottom, and we got our blue over there. And then we're going to add some clouds, and I'm going to do this all with my left hand, except for the roller. I don't think that proves anything one way or another, but I'm going to do it with left hand. And if I can do it left-handed, then you should be able to do it with your good hand. All right, so let's give it a whirl. The worst case scenario is it looks horrible, and I got plenty of blue paint, so I'm not too worried about it. So as I said before, this is a 4-foot area. That's about, I'll work anywhere from a 4-foot area to about a 6-foot area, and that's about as far as I can comfortably do this. Now I put a pretty thick wet coat of paint on here. Okay, now that I got that, I'm going to add some white. So also I want to show you, this is just a cheap 2-inch paintbrush. This is not some of the artist paintbrushes that you saw me use earlier. Just a 2-inch cheap paintbrush. That's really all you need. We're going to dip it into our white paint. That's about how much paint you need, okay? And all I'm going to do is just kind of spatter it along like you see right here. Okay, probably need a little bit more white paint. So again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can't mess up your backdrop. Honestly, you really can't. Okay. lighter down here at the bottom, and eventually we're going to just kind of blend it in. Again, left hand, and all I'm going to do is just kind of pull the paint across in one direction, like you see here, horizontal, because that's the way our sky is. I even flicked a little bit of, by accident, a little bit of white paint onto the panel to my left, and instead of it just being a blob, I'm just going to streak it like that. Okay? Again, just kind of work the paint in. We got some nice horizon color in here. We really want to just keep blending it in until we've used all of our white paint. Looks like I still got some on here on the brush. And that's about all we have to do. Again, left hand. So I'm going to put this in here and just kind of clean my brush. Doesn't have to be super critical. Okay? Got most of my white paint off. Again, I'm just going to use the 2-inch brush just to prove to you that it can be done. Now, I'm going to go ahead, take the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to hold it with my right hand while I go ahead and do this so you can see it up close. All right, left hand. Now remember, we're at the base of our horizon, so the clouds don't need to be very pronounced. Just don't need to be very big. Don't even worry about the fact that we've got some thicker than this. This is all going to blend in real nice here in just a second. There's no right or wrong way to make a cloud. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'll stick to my guns. Again, I'm doing this all left-handed. Okay? Look at how nice this is coming along. Okay? This is really easy. I'm proving to you that it's easy because it is easy. This is not hard. Again, it's not rocket science. Okay, so we've got our baseline clouds right there. I'm going to kind of stand back here. And it's all right if some clouds are thinner than others. If that bothers you, just go back in here, take a little bit of paint. Don't need much. That's probably more than enough. And you can just add boop, 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 boop. Just like that. Use the corner of your brush if you want. Lighter up on the top, a little darker on the bottom. And we've done it, okay? That looks really nice. I'm not trying to sound egotistical. Okay, come on, this is left-handed, right? Are we done? No, we're not done. We want to add a little bit of gray, but we'll get to that. So what we're going to do next is we're going to make some bigger clouds. Okay, it's our next layer up here. We just want to make some bigger clouds. Again, left-handed. Okay, see, left hand. There we go, some bigger clouds. Clouds are all different types of shapes, and you know, don't be afraid to get a little creative. It's okay. Most of my clouds, I have the tails, if you will, kind of pointing off, always to my right. Now the reason being is as I walk around the layout, I get the sense of direction of actual sunlight. And so I'm trying to force those shadows, if you will, to be going all in the same direction. Try not to put things off in a row. You definitely don't want to do that. It's okay to, you know, puffy little clouds. I think I'll paint a happy little cloud right here. There we go. Little happy little cloud. Why don't we give this happy little cloud a kind of a little tail right there, like it's getting ready to form, or maybe it was breaking up. Happy little cloud. There we go. Now like I said earlier, the wall is still kind of wet. Put some little clouds in there. And we'll get one more right over here. And maybe, there we go. Again, no right or wrong way to paint clouds. Okay, so now let's stand back. Again, this is all done left-handed. You're seeing me do this left-handed. Okay? And I'm really pleased. We'll kind of put another little cloud, maybe a little bigger cloud. Again, just kind of tapping. There we go. I kind of like how that's looking. So next we're going to add a little bit of gray, okay? Again, I'm purposely using this 2-inch brush on purpose, all right? So we're going to add a little bit of gray in here. I got it just on kind of the tip of this brush. Now there's a trick to wet on wet method that I'm going to share with you right here, right now. And that's this, okay? Each layer has to be a little bit lighter. What I mean by each layer, I'm talking about each layer of paint has to be a little bit lighter than the layer underneath it. Otherwise, what will end up happening is you're going to mix mud. That's all you're going to end up with. You're going to end up mixing mud. And that you don't want to do. Actually got a little bit too much paint there. So we're gonna kind of blend that off. There we go. You want that gray to definitely be visible, but remember the gray is an accent. It's just giving us some added depth, and that's really all we're using the gray for, just to get some added depth. We're not trying to... See, here's a mistake. And so we're going to go ahead and actually kind of fix this live. Okay? I think that's actually a really good idea to try to fix it live. So there we go. Okay? Get a little blue paint. A little bit of water. Don't you worry, we've got this. There we go. Look at that. That's how easy we can fix a mistake. Okay? Yep. Just a touch more blue, and we should be good. Okay? And by us feathering it all the way across, okay, we've just kind of hit our mistake. This will blend in just fine. And as we go down the line, we just kind of feather that out. Look at that. Now when this dries, and you can see that already, that's going to blend in perfect. So there's how we fixed a mistake live. Okay? And we get back to a little bit more gray. As my wife would say, just a titch. Just a titch. Not sure what that actually means, but there we go. A little bit of gray. And again, if we do that dapping action, like you see right there, we're giving our clouds some depth. Put some lines in there. Look at that. Okay? We've given our clouds some depth. And it's that easy. Okay? So now we're going to paint our big clouds right up there. Alright, again, we've got some white on our 2-inch brush, using my left hand, and here we go. Alright, just kind of dapping, just like you see right here. Okay? Again, no right or wrong way to do that. You actually really want to kind of vary your approach to this, and I'll tell you why. The main reason is that you don't want all your clouds to look exactly the same. You want some variation in it, you know, bring some clouds kind of up and up like that, and that's okay. I mean, all of this is realistic. It's all looking pretty real. And we just add a little bit more white. We get that dapping action. Brighter on the top, maybe not so bright on the bottom, but again, we're going to add some gray to those. Our wall hasn't quite dried yet, which is a good thing. Sorry if I go off screen, it's not intentional. It's just, I'm kind of trying to watch what I'm doing here, and at the same token, kind of pay attention to what I'm painting. So I apologize if I keep dropping down, but thought you guys would really just appreciate the fact that this really can be done. Now, if you didn't want to get gray paint and you were to look at just this top section, hey, you know what? That's going to work. It's okay, because you can see just here, we've got light on the top, kind of feathered down at the bottom, and we didn't add any gray at all. And again, you know, I think that in and of itself speaks volumes as to just how easy this really is. Okay, it's really not that hard to do. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit of gray in the mix. Again, all with our 2-inch brush, we're doing this. So just gonna dap a little bit of gray in here, kind of go back over on this side of the brush. There we go. So see how I did that? Here, let's do it over here. All right, we got the gray paint over here. We're just gonna add a little bit of gray right there, okay? And then we're gonna go back over it with this brush and just kind of, you know, dabble, maybe do a little bit of a swirl like you see right there, okay? And then if we need to add a little bit more white to just kind of blend that in, That's easy enough. We got a little bit of white right there. And again, there we go. All left-handed, okay? All left-handed, easy to do. What we don't want to do, again, like I said, is we don't want to mix mud. We really want to be really careful with how we are tapping and blending our paint in so that we've got some textures, some layers. Because even though, you know, you're looking at clouds that might be, you know, 10,000 feet up, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet up, they still give us the illusion of texture. And by giving some texture to our clouds, we're giving something a very three-dimensional look that otherwise would be very two-dimensional. And that's what really helps to really anchor this process. Again, I did this all with a cheap 2-inch paintbrush. And I just painted 2 feet by 4 feet in just over 15 minutes. Now, wasn't that easy? I thought so, because seriously, I knocked this out in a couple of hours, and I have a backdrop painted all the way around my model railroad. So, hope that was helpful. Have a wonderful day, and you all be blessed.